This is Japan, and this is also Japan, and this is me. Japan is a beautiful country. People come from all over the world just to see it. And when they visit, almost everyone they meet is kind and polite. That is not by accident. Japan was built to be this way. But the same society also built the dark side, a side where you cannot really say no. So today we are going dive into the one part of that dark side, a dark side built by this society. So in Japan there is a one common word for this, nomikai. Nomi means drink, kai means gathering. So put together you get the after work drinking party, basically Japan's unofficial second office. And here are the things, it's not mandatory. I mean, at least it's not on paper. Nobody's contract say you have to go, but in real life, saying no isn't really an option. So the question is, why it's so hard to say no? It's not the legal risk. Nobody is getting fired for skipping one drinking party. It's a social risk. Skip enough of these and you start becoming that person, the one who doesn't want to be the part of the team. And that fear makes you say yes, even you do not want to go. Okay, so you are in, you sit down. The first thing that happens is almost everyone's order the same drink, beer. The question is, why beer? Because it's fast. Nobody wants to be one person sitting there with an empty glass while everyone else already has a drink. So you are all waiting on each other. Once everyone is ready, the most senior person in the room gives the toast, kanpai, and you start drinking the beer. And also in Japan, you don't pour your own drink. If you're a junior, that's called kohai. Your actual job at this table isn't just eating and talking. It's watching everyone else's glass. The moment it starts getting low, you feel it. Nobody have to ask you. You are just supposed to notice. Pouring your own drink is a little rude because it basically says nobody at this table is paying attention to me. And trust me, this is not the vibe you want in front of your boss. To understand why any of this exists, you need two words, honne and tatemae. Tatemae is your public phrase, what you are expected to say, how you are expected to act. It's basically what keeps Japan running smoothly on the surface. Honne is what you actually think, your real opinions, your real feelings. And in Japan, you have to show tatemae almost everywhere. Work, school, even a lot of family life. So here is the question. If you can basically never say what you really think or what you really feel, where does all of that go? Alcohol, that is where it goes. Drinking is one of the only situations in Japan where honne is allowed to come out. So people say things at the nomikai they would never say sober. Real complaint about the job, real opinion, stuff that is being sitting under the surface all week. And this is genuinely the whole point of this tradition. It was never really about alcohol. It's about having one safe window, to be honest. The sake goes back over 2,000 years, tied to the start of rice farming in Japan. And it wasn't just a drink. It was first offered to the god before anyone got to have any. The hundreds of years later, Japan was split into ruling classes. And sake got split right along with it. Nice sake for the rich, homemade sake for regular people, saved for the festival. Then about 150 years ago, Japan changes fast. Big factories show up, and alcohol stopped being just for special days. It's become something people drink all the time. And also, traditional Japanese company don't just treat you like an employee. You are basically the part of the work family with a long-term loyalty into the whole structure. And in that kind of environment, drinking after work isn't some optional extra. It's treated like part of the job because it's how you build the trust and loyalty the company is counting on. So it's very sad to say, but if you want to be promoted, you have to show up and drink. And for the older generation, this hit even further because this was the era of lifetime employment. You are not switching job for every few years. You are going to be with the same worker for maybe 40 years. So going to nomikai wasn't optional. It was basically career insurance. So here is a question. Why they drink so much? And first reason is the peer pressure. Do you remember the pouring rule? It comes back here. When you a senior keep refilling your glass, that's not annoying to them. That's them being nice. a gesture of the goodwill, which means turning down over and over doesn't just look like you don't want another beer. It looks like you are rejecting them. And second reason is nobody is driving home. Japan train and subway run late. Taxi are everywhere. So like, sorry, I'm driving, it basically doesn't exist in Japan. And third reason is really interesting one. How much you can drink and still hold it together is kind of read as a character trait. So basically like if you check in front of your coworker or your boss, they think like, oh dang, so you are so cool, you are a nice guy, I wanna hang out with you more. It doesn't directly affect your promotion, but it's kinda indirectly affect your promotion. So again, if you want to be promoted, you have to drink. It's not that your boss actually cares about beer. It's that keeping up is treated almost like an unofficial line on your performance review. Okay, so here is the good news. This whole system is already starting to break down. And the numbers prove it. About 3 out of 4 workplaces in Japan held some kind of nomikai. By 2025, that number had dropped to around 60%. And also multiple surveys from the last few years show that 60 to 70% of workers across every single age group now say this kind of after-work drinking isn't actually necessary. And also one recent survey shows over 350 Japanese workers found that most colleagues don't feel offended when someone says no. And also government has been paying attention too. Back in 2022, Japan passed its power harassment law. It's made it illegal to pressure someone into drinking, mock them for not drinking, or punish them at work for skipping a nomikai. Even the drinking itself is changing. Big Japanese beverage companies have started selling alcohol-free beers and a cocktail that tastes almost identical to the real thing. Specifically so people can sit at the table, hold a drink, and take part in the ritual without the alcohol. And there is actually a bar in Tokyo built entirely around this idea, serving nothing but non-alcohol and low alcohol drinks. So you can do the whole nomikai experience completely sober if you want to. So still like nomikai culture exists, but the company and the government try to fix it little by little. So let's go back to the salaryman passed out on the ground alone. He's not weak, he just caught inside the system. One that told him this is how you show loyalty. But the system is changing. More people are saying no. The law is catching up. Even the drinks are changing. Maybe real strength isn't how much you can drink. Maybe it's finally being able to say no thank you and having that be okay. Also, I'm doing a free newsletter for people who want to learn Japanese or Japanese culture. If you are interested, there is a link in description, so please check it out. Anyway, I'm the guy talk about Japanese culture and languages, so if you are interested, please hit the subscribe and see you on the next video. Thank you. ありがとうございました。